I'm joined by UMass Boston men's hockey head coach Peter Belisle for our first ever checking in with Coach. Coach, this is the first time since 1995-96 winter that you haven't been actively on the ice coaching or playing. What has this period been like for you, and how are you staying connected with your team and trying to make the most of this winter?
It's been very difficult. It's difficult for everybody. It's so strange just sitting here with you right now in my living room when normally at this time we'd be in the middle of practice, and we know that's not happening, and we'd be preparing for a game for the weekend. So it's strange. I still wake up every day and think, gosh, this is not a dream. It's reality, and we're not playing hockey, and we're not practicing, and like the rest of the world. So it's thank God for my family. I've got my family here. I've got my three little girls upstairs doing remote learning right now, and my wife in her home office working from home. So just trying to recruit via, hockey TV and stay connected with our guys as much as we can. We've done some mentor nights for them. Had Albie Daly on. We're going to have some more of those type of things. So it certainly hasn't been easy. Hasn't been easy for anyone.
Coach, you talk about family. You come from an impressive coaching lineage. Your father, Bill, U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame inductee. Your brother, David, has coached with your father, but also is probably the most famous Little League World Series coach, at least that I know of, with some of his famous speeches. Why did you go into coaching? Was it the influence of your dad and your brother, or was that something that kind of came to you naturally? And have you ever felt any pressure to kind of live up to the standards of your family members? I mean, when you talk about the Belisles, everybody kind of knows that that's associated with hockey in Rhode Island.
It was funny, at first when I was as a player at the University of Connecticut, you got to remember, I grew up when my dad, and my brother were the coach. David actually coached me in Little League. He's 13 years older than me. He was my Little League coach. And to watch my father and my brother build a dynasty, I don't have any memories as a child, but them winning state championships, 26 in a row. So hockey was a way of life. But it was also a lot of pressure to succeed and pressure to win. And when I went to UConn, I was able to kind of carve my own niche as a player away from, I guess, Mount St. Charles. And after that, I did not think I was going to go into coaching. I was a business major, and I had it in my head that I wanted to make money and use my degree. And I did that for a year, and I had a good job, but I just realized I missed the game so much. And when you miss the game as a player, you want to get into coaching. And it was a natural for me. I think I'd seen my dad and my brother, the way they did it, the way they, with the discipline and the way they motivated. So it was a natural to get, and I remember writing. My old coach, God rest his soul, Bruce Marshall, really pushed me to take a coaching job right out of college as a student assistant, and I refused him. And I remember that following season when I was out of hockey, writing him a letter, when you actually write letters back in the day, begging him to reconsider me if the job would ever come about or if he heard of anything. And thank God my old assistant coach, Paul Pearl, was at Holy Cross, and Peter Van Busker took me in at Holy Cross. And I remember making, I think, a couple $1,000 and and a meal ticket at the dining hall to go back and coach. And then from then on, it was no looking back. I was able to get my master's degree at UConn, and then, thank God I was fortunate enough to get the job at UMass Boston with Chancellor Titus, and Chancellor Michael Collins hired me in 2006, and I can't believe it's 15 years. I've been coaching for.
You speak about UMass Boston in 2006. The program, coming off a winless season, had been really strong to start in the early 1980s, but hadn't necessarily kept up with that success. What attracted you to UMass Boston in 2006?
I was very happy at the University of Connecticut. It was my alma mater. I was the first assistant. I think UConn was moving in the right direction with Division I hockey. There was talks of the Hockey East, but deep down, I wanted to be a head coach, and my boss realized that. And because of him, Bruce Marshall, and my dad, I'll never forget it. On Easter Sunday, I remember seeing a posting for the UMass Boston job, and I inquired, and then the more I inquired, and I remember talking to Cheryl Aaron on the phone, and then going through the interview process. They were 0 and 25, and the talk around town was, why would you want that job? Why would you go there? And I remember my dad telling me, hey, there's only one way to go but up, and that's, it's a head job. It's a great university. They got their own rink on campus. They play in a fantastic league. There's a lot of things you can do there. And, credit to my brother, my dad, my family, Bruce Marshall, and thank God the administration saw me as the fit. And I was nervous. I had some sleepless nights, taking over a 0 and 25 program, and what if I'm going to fail? How am I going to do this? I was able to attract good assistant coaches that helped me recruit. Jeff Pellegrini was the first guy that really helped me get this program off the ground, and we did it through hard work and recruiting good kids. And guys like Jim Yennis came on board, and we had to carve out a niche as a hard-working team, and we started to. I think it took me 5 years to get up. It took us 5 years to go above 500, and then 10 years later, we were able to win our first championship. So looking back on it, it's again, I chalk it up to divine intervention and God blessing me with these opportunities and the people around me to push me to take it. I'm not going to sit here and say I wasn't afraid. I was afraid of failing and not being able to turn the ship around. But looking back, I'm very proud that with all the help and the administration, from my assistants to all our players to my family and friends that helped me, you almost get a little emotional that I'm sitting here with you talking about it.
Coach, you talked about some of the things you were looking for in student athletes. Right now, in 2021, can you give me a couple of characteristics that you look for when you're going out and recruiting student athletes from all over the U.S., even into Canada?
Characters, the number one, trying to recruit guys that they got to want to be at UMass Boston. They got to want to love the game of hockey, be a good citizen, be a good student. I'm very proud of our guys. We've got some great students. We've had a 3.0 GPA average for quite some time. We're proud of that. Trying to attract, and they got to be talented hockey players. So you're looking for, guys that did they dream as a little kid, as an 8-year-old, that they go to UMass Boston? No, I'm sure they had, they wanted to go to Boston College or BU, but when your career gets to a point where, wow, this could be a heck of a place, a major university in Boston to play college hockey. And once kids come to that realization that, wow, they've got it, we've got it going on now. We've got a good program. We've got the resources in place to succeed and help these kids get a great education, give them a great hockey experience, and through our alumni network, help them in life. We've got such a strong alumni. We want guys that want to be a part of being part of our UMass Boston hockey family, and I think it's a family that will help you through all of life. It's a brotherhood that we're trying to get the right kids to come.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Love to have you on again in maybe a month or two to talk more about UMass Boston men's hockey and some of your personal experiences. Really enjoyed catching up.
Thank you.